What are y'all? It's the Mental Ninja jumping on this bitch again real quick. You know, I just got done doing the Lord's work, motherfucker. I don't play around with this shit, bro. I do not play around with the sobriety shit, my nigga. You know, I know that I gotta give what I got away, man. I gotta work with other people, bro. So I learn. I'm always building. I'm always building. You know, this shit ain't got really. This shit really don't got to do with fucking, you know, being awake and all this other shit, nigga. It's like I'm here to be a service, my nigga. I'm in service in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, bro. I'm in service within the OTO, and I'm in service in the fraternal universal brotherhood for all mankind. I'm about that life, my nigga. You know, and one thing I've learned about being in service is a brother told me. He said, this is like, I was, man, like a couple months sober, man. I was like just still learning a lot. I'm still learning a lot, but he was like, my man Chris, he was like, he told me some shit that really fucked me up. He said, with knowledge comes great responsibility. No, with understanding comes great responsibility and even greater suffering. And I was like, all right, I feel you on the understanding and the great responsibility tip, but like, what the fuck you talking about greater suffering, nigga? I kind of was like, man, have I not suffered enough? You know, I'm a fucking alcoholic, man. I didn't had a fucking, I've been all sorts of shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I ain't trying to suffer no more. And he broke it down to me, and he told me, like, you know, basically share this message. It's one thing I speak about this shit in AA meetings, bro. So this understanding, right, is knowledge of self. Now, if you're supposed to move in any certain direction, you got to know the direction you're going, but you got to also know the person that's going in the direction. And if you don't know the person going in the direction, how are you going to make sure, how are you going to know you're going in the right direction? You know, that's understands knowledge of self. And if you don't know yourself, then how you don't know your God, you don't know where to exist, how to exist, you really ignorant, bro. Really ignorant and shit, you know what I'm saying? Let me put my glass on because I can't. It's getting dark. And if I can find them bitches. Where my damn glasses go? I guess like, oh, here it is. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't got knowledge of self, man, then you don't got knowledge outside of self. Because the self is the one that perceives. The self is the one that experiences. The self is the one that needs to be, you know, upright and oriented in its environment and stuff. Within the non-self, it has to know its polarity, its position, to be able to move within the proper means and stuff. They got to know the boundaries. Like when we talking about basketball and shit with the flat earth and shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, if I pick a nigga up on the basketball squad just because he tall and shit, and he got all kind of nice outfit and gear and shit, and nice shoes and shit, and this nigga don't know what the fuck the out of bounds is, bro, I swear to God, nigga, I'ma fucking lose my mind. I'll probably fight that nigga. I'll definitely will steal the ball from him. I'll block my own teammate's shot. You think I'm playing? Niggas, they know how I am, you know? And so understanding this knowledge of self is your understanding, right? And knowledge is not power. That's a quote. That's a saying. That's bullshit. And you know, knowledge ain't power. It's applied knowledge that's power. How do you apply what you know? And then it's how you apply the knowledge that's power. Not just how applying it. You know, we talking about tools and shit. You know, the tool held the wrong way is a weapon. You know, is this tool, the way you hold it is useful for building, and the tool as you hold it is useful for tearing down. The hammer and the chisel as you hold it is useful for fucking hewing stone and shit, you know what I'm saying, on some Masonic shit, you know. In the thelemic sense, the wand, it's how you know how you hold your wand, how you know how to use your yourself as a magical operation, and that deals with your intent. Your intent is based on the understanding of who's intending. So if you don't know yourself, and you really, if I don't know myself, man, and anybody can like suggest something, I kind of jump into it. I'm easy to be pissed off. I'm easy to be made happy. And it always comes from things happening outside of me. Then I ain't got no fucking knowledge of myself. I don't. You know what I'm saying? So the understanding is the knowledge. And then the great responsibility, so remember, is understanding equal requires great responsibility and even greater suffering. So this greater responsibility, you know, is like, if we talking about like basketball, you know how to play ball, you this, you that, you blah 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 blah. I'm like, well, come on, we got the game on Saturday, on Sunday, come show up at the game. And you show up at the game, nigga, and you fucking double dribbling, and you traveling, and you dribbling out of bounds like it's fucking NBA Live '06, nigga. You just hit the button, got stuck, the nigga doing all these spin moves, nigga, and shit. Spin move after spin move after spin move, out of bounds and shit. I'm gonna say to you, like, nigga, do you really know how to play basketball? Because you double dribbled in my face, then you traveled, and then double dribbled again out the travel, out of bounds. And you argue in the call, nigga, like you about to fight the nigga and say that they making a bad call. It's like, if you can't reproduce or make applicable whatever you claim you know, this knowledge, then you don't know the knowledge. You don't know the understanding. You don't have the understanding. You know what I'm saying? That's something important. So the responsibility is that now you're responsible for acting in accordance with what you think or what you claim you know. And we can't, and that's the only way to test it. That's the only way to test it, bro. We going back to flat earth shit, you know? I claim that I know that the earth is a ball, but like, have I ever tested this shit, nigga? Have you ever held that shit up to scrutiny? Like, nah, I just took that shit, you know what I'm saying, because they told me so. Well, like, nigga, well, how do you know if it's true? It's like, well, you think they would lie? You think that, well, how do you know that they didn't? Well, nigga, you defending some shit and you ain't even asking the question. You know what I'm saying? So that's this responsibility. Like, if I'm sober, if I claim to be a sober member of Alcoholics Anonymous, I haven't had a drink or drug in 3 years, and I claim to have done all 12 steps, and I've claimed to do this and that. I have understanding what the big book says about me being an alcoholic. Now, if you see me the next day and I'm fucking drunk, you be like, Zach, I thought you said, you know, Ninja, I thought you said you was an alcoholic and you went through the steps and you did step 1 and shit, but here you are drunk. Here you are going through this shit, and the book clearly defines what to do in these different situations, and you're not doing it. So do you even know? You know what I'm saying? If you're a mechanic, right? And motherfucker like, man, can you change my oil? And this nigga all up in the trunk. You like, what you looking for? He's like, the oil cap. You're like, what the fuck you mean the oil cap, nigga? It's in the engine, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that's the responsibility. Is if you have understanding of knowledge of self, man, then you have a great responsibility to act out in what you know, to keep working on what you know, keep adding to what you know, keep building on what you know, and keep questioning what you know to make sure it's the thing that you need to know. Because sometimes, I'll promise you this, some beliefs need to be changed in order for growth. They need to be changed. And if you have understanding over yourself as a growing human being, or growing divine being, or growing whatever, God, whatever you want to call yourself, black man, white man, Chinese man, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, then you're going to need to have understanding about how you grow and be willing to, and open-minded, honest that, you know, I might need to grow in this area. So let me look at this situation, this subject in a different light so I can do that. So that's understanding understanding requires great responsibility and even greater suffering. And that's the part that, like, you hear suffering, you're like, bro, I ain't trying to suffer, nigga. Like, you talking about what, being tortured and shit, you know what I'm saying, being beat up, being homeless, nigga, being strung out on drugs, being in prison and shit, you know, losing everything. You know, we think of suffering is like slavery shit. We think of suffering is like, oh, the government doing this, that, and the other thing against us and shit, you know what I'm saying? But the suffering, the greater suffering, is, motherfucker, you don't got the luxury of not being responsible no more. So now you gotta suffer through situations where you see other people acting irresponsible, you see other people doing this, that, and the other thing, and you like, well, damn, you know, it looks fun, like they're enjoying their life, but if you got this understanding, you got this knowledge, and you got this responsibility, man, and you ain't willing to get down in the motherfucking quarry or get down in the fucking mud and get your motherfucking hands and feet dirty and shit, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't finna to bust a sweat or be tired or be up late, or, you know, if you ain't really ready to sacrifice some things that you really love doing in order to accomplish the great work, the great common goal, universal brotherhood, fraternal brother, whatever you want to call it, man, then you gotta suffer. And who are you gonna suffer through? You're gonna be suffering through yourself. Through you wanted, like, for me, man, early in my sobriety, was a lot of times I wanted to pick up a drink. There's a lot of times where I was going, like, I'd rather fight a motherfucker in a sober living house than fucking sit down and talk about or call my sponsor and shit, man. But I was like, man, you know what? I know that shit get me. Because I started to get some understanding. And the responsibility is to use the tools that of the understanding, which is this mind and shit. And if you don't know how to use it right, the universe gonna supply you with the motherfucking information if you worthy and shit. And then you have the option of taking it or leaving it and shit, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta go against yourself. You gotta be long suffering, like, you know, God is long suffering, and I feel that shit. I understand exactly what that means from a position of a God and shit, position of an immortal and shit, position of a sovereign individual, a human being, man. I'm being human today, nigga. Shh. I'm being human, nigga. Before I get here, I'll be me. Put the mask on, the outfit, man, engage in the game, the great game and shit, the supreme ritual. When I'm done, I'm gonna go back to being me. The me that ain't me. The me that I never seen this shit because nobody can see it. I can't even see my own face. I can see my reflection in the motherfucking video, but now I can't look directly into my own eye with my one eye. This finger can't touch the tip of the same finger. I can't bite my own fucking teeth, man. I'm the experiencer. You know what I'm saying? Am I the creator or am I the creation? I'm both, bro. The creator has created himself in the creation. And so look, this is how it works. The creator creates the creation, and he creates himself in the creation. Thus, the creation creates the creator. Think about that shit, bro. Think about how babies are born and how reproduction happens and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Who's really fucking giving birth to who, nigga? When you breathing in and you breathing out. Who's breathing in? I'm breathing in. But when I'm breathing out, the earth breathing in. This shit is ultimate science, bro. It's science of your own understanding. So it's science of your life. So they're going back to the suffering. And the greatest part about, if understanding comes responsibility, great responsibility, greater suffering. And the big part of that is me as an alcoholic, me as a person who's been sleep, me as a person who's been wake, all these different labels and shit, you know what I'm saying? But me as an alcoholic, me as a human being or being human, I'm a human being in the beginning, but then I start being human. I understand the difference. I understand who I am on the inside. And I start to correlate that shit with the outside. I understand what the outside is. The outside playing the game too, and the game is real, dog. This is a real fucking game. There's real tears, real anger, real sadness, real happiness and shit. Because it's the only place you're gonna find this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it has to be, the stakes gotta be high. And the suffering, when one suffers, I suffer. Because I recognize that suffering, bro. Game recognize game. How you say you got understanding of what a motherfucker hurt, sad and shit, but you can't feel it, bro? And well, I'm not an empath. Nigga, if you understand yourself, you understand everybody else because everybody else is they self. It's simple, man. You know, and it's hard and I know how hard it is to drive by and keep a blind eye to shit, man. Because I remember when people was doing the blind eye to me too, bro. I remember that shit. I remember when I was getting cheated on. I was getting, I was going through some shit. I remember niggas trying to steal from me and shit, hustle me and shit, come up on me and shit. I remember how it felt for my parents to clown me or joke about me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't worth nothing. So then why but then when I'm doing to somebody else, I don't see like there's any connection. You know what I'm saying? Probably because I don't want to be on the opposite side, the receiving end of these jokes and this hardship and stuff. But now when I see somebody suffering, I gotta understand where they at, bro. Cause I suffer too, nigga. I'm long suffering. I'm always suffering. You know what I'm saying? So the understanding is the knowledge, man. Once you get the knowledge, what are you gonna do with it? You gotta make sure it's the right knowledge. So you got a responsibility of carrying that shit out and checking the effects of this knowledge and shit. So that's your great responsibility and stuff. Is acting out on what you know and be willing to be teachable. To be teachable, to know more and stuff. Because the first thing about understanding is you realize you ain't known shit. That's the first level of understanding, is realize I know nothing. And if the responsibility is to keep learning. But if you know everything, you would know it all and shit, blah, 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 then you ain't gonna grow. You a motherfucking seed that already think it's a tree and still a seed, nigga. Ain't even been rooted and shit. Sit on the side of the ground and shit. You know what I'm saying? And this great suffering is it's gonna be difficult, bro. It's gonna be difficult. There are gonna be days when I'll be like, man, you know what? I don't wanna hit a meeting. I don't wanna work with my sponsee. I wanna do this, that, and the other thing. And I gotta go do some work. Where your heart at, man? Your heart always doing work. Your heart pump blood to your body all day. So if the heart can do it, you can do it. If the earth can do it, you can do it. If the person that took time to spend time with me and take me through my steps can do it, you can do it. And it's like, okay, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? For the laborers and many, but the work is great, but the laborers are few. Like, who's really about that labor and shit? Because labor ain't fucking fun and shit unless you love what you do. And that's another thing. That's that alchemy shit. If I can find a way to love what I do, I'm pretty sure Mother Teresa and Gandhi, they love what they do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, they love what they do. Kobe Bryant in their gym early as a motherfucker because he loved what he do. He's willing to sacrifice sometimes to harness his skill because he wants that feeling. He wants to make sure he goes and performs the right way. You know what I'm saying? So like, understanding is the knowledge, and the responsibility, the great responsibility is what you do with that knowledge. And the suffering is you got to do something with the knowledge. And when you see that knowledge in other people and it's causing pain, or you have knowledge of other people in pain, then you should be in pain as well. You should be sensitive to that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And not like just like biased and like, I don't know what the fuck that nigga going through. But anyway, I just want to drop them little jewels real quick, man, before I grab me some fucking chicken and shit, man. Get to the house, charge my phone, upload these videos, and eat. And I'll probably do some more shit later on. Mental Ninja, welcome to the dojo. I'm out.